5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What is good, y'all? Welcome back to another edition, another episode. For those of you who are new, I'm Trey.
And I'm Q.
And this is How Do You Love Me? We got a good one for y'all today. And Q, do you want to just start into how we normally do it, or do you want to go?
Let's go with how full your cup is.
Man, my cup. Thanks for asking. Literally and figuratively, this week my cup is full. I had a great week. Actually, the last couple of days we've just been chilling in the house because it's kind of snowing in DFW. It's kind of snowing in Fort Worth and around the Metroplex. So I've been pretty good. And physically, I'm full because, listen, we just ate. We ate pretty good. Mm-hmm. And so I am full. So hopefully y'all aren't seeing my stomach action. And we can keep it going. So anyways, yeah, I'm on about 97.9 the beat. No, I'm playing. I'm good though. How about you? How full is your cup?
Well, I hate to be a downer.
Uh-oh.
I'm probably on like 85. You are enjoying this. I feel like I'm back in quarantine from like when COVID first started.
Oh.
We only been in the house for like 2 days, but I'm sick of it. And it's only because I can't go anywhere. Not that I necessarily want to go somewhere, but I want to have the option to go.
Well.
So all this snow and whatever is
it's killing you.
Yeah, it's like giving me cabin fever, and I've only been here for like 2 days. So I don't know. I just decided to put some makeup on, just to kind of do something because I was bored. I didn't wash clothes. I didn't wash the dishes. I didn't cleaned up. Well. I didn't got my lessons ready for next week. So I ain't saying I want to go back. I'm just saying I need this snow to kind of ease up a little bit so that if I want to go somewhere, I can.
Well, nothing wrong with that. And sometimes there's nothing wrong with doing something for you too. So, it's okay. It's all good.
Yeah.
Well, with that being said, we got that out of the way. You want to get into this intro?
Yeah, you got to.
All right. You. Woo! Man, that intro.
You always making noise after the intro. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Cause it was just good.
Whoa.
Might think about shortening it a little bit. But
yeah, I think that'd be good.
Yeah. But outside of that, yeah. Cause it's
or
good.
We can make our own where we sing, "How do you love me?" And then we just cut them on.
If y'all like that, if y'all like how she just sounded, then maybe we can make a cut.
Maybe I can harmonize with my own self.
I like it. I can, we can have 3 Qs. We can have the alto Q, the soprano Q,
and the tenor
Q. And we can blend that thing together. Probably put a little.
No.
I
don't know. Whatever. Anyways.
I was thinking auto tune, but that makes a lot of stuff sound a little better. Anyway.
So for our news this week, an Ohio woman has pleaded not guilty to child endangering after police say they found her 2 daughters left alone in a motel room. Her children were 10 and 2 years old. The oldest child said that their mother wasn't supposed to be home until 10 p.m. and they actually arrived at the motel at 6 p.m. So I don't know how long the kids were left alone, but when they got there at 6, they said she wasn't supposed to be there for another 4 hours. Mm-hmm. The mom was 24 years old. Her name was Shayna Bell, and she was found working at a pizza shop. And she told officers that she usually has someone check on her children every hour while she's at work. So she was booked into the county jail on 2 counts of child endangering, and the children were turned over to their father. She is now free on bail, and she's scheduled for another court hearing in April. So honestly, y'all, I understand like the legal part of all of this, like something could happen to the kids, stuff, all kind of stuff could happen. Somebody could come get them. Something could catch on fire. I mean, some could get broken. They can get hurt. But in the real world, I understand that as a single mother, there may not be anyone available to help you. And so you do what you can. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so like leaving your 10-year-old to watch your 2-year-old is a better alternative than
paying somebody $700 a week.
Yeah.
When that's all you make. Yeah.
Paying someone or just not having, being able to work, because you got to work to be able to pay somebody. So, I mean, it's just like, do y'all really understand what you're putting me through right now?
Probably not.
Taking me away from my kids, putting me in jail, giving them over to their father. It's not helping me, because what if I get fired from this job right now for child endangerment, and later on I can't get another job because y'all are claiming that I'm endangering my children, but all I'm trying to do is provide for them.
That's for real. I mean, that's like everyday stuff that happens all the time. And you chose to do the single parent side. I'm gonna tell you right now, there's two parent side that still, that happens as well. Yeah. I can't remember the term.
Latchkey kid.
Latchkey kid. Thank you so much, Q.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's smart. She got the face on. She beat. She's smart.
Oh my god.
So look, the latchkey kid. I was one of them. Y'all, I was like 7 years old. Leaving the house in the morning, going to school, coming back home. Unlocking the door, having to lock the door, being there, having to make my food, all this stuff that you have to do because both parents had to work. They both was up before I woke up. 5 o'clock in the morning. They were gone, and then they weren't there by the time I had to make it home from school, and then a couple hours after that. So you have to do what you have to do. Unfortunately, she got caught, and like you said, I understand that it might not be the best situation, and probably it'd be better if it was, and I take it lightly, I'm saying it would be better if it was her own establishment, like her own apartment or her own home, because now just thinking about it on the other side, if something did happen to those kids while they were at the motel, or was it a hotel? It was
a motel.
And while they were at the motel, well, now she can sue the motel, and they're liable for however much.
Yeah.
So yeah, if somebody gave a tip and you're the motel owner, you're like, I don't want nothing to do with that. I'm calling the police.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They did have a tip from someone.
And that's what I'm saying. So, if she was at her own place, her own home, it might not be as bad. The kid is 10. I'm pretty sure we've all had to stay at home at some point in time.
I did. Me and my brother did. And my mama just showed us like, hey, this is what we got to do when y'all get home. You lock the door. There was someone upstairs, like an older lady who had 2 kids around the same age as us. And, she would check on us, from time to time. But for the most part, we were down there by ourselves.
Yeah.
We knew how to cook a little bowl of noodles or whatever we was going to eat until mama got home.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. But I do understand that legally it's not safe for the kids.
Right. And that's where that torn between the two is. It's like from the government side, this is not safe for the kids, but from the parent side, it's like I'm doing what I can for my kids.
Right. And that's the thing I always think of, because I'm like, now the older I've gotten, the more I realize the hard times that my mama had to go through. You know what I'm saying? Like just having to be in control of about 20 kids every day, I realized that it's all on me. You know what I'm saying? And I can understand how the livelihood of someone who depends on you is all on you. And so that's a lot of pressure. You know what I'm saying? So you're trying to do all you can with what you have, and then boop, here comes something. And next, you just never know what could happen. That could set you over the edge. You could just be like, I'm just trying to do the best I can, but nothing seems to be going my way. So,
because she had this kid, the first one, when she was 14.
Yeah.
from the sound of it, she don't have a lot. She don't have a lot of people. She don't have people.
And
who
I'm
can
sure
do
if
that.
she did, she would have left them with someone.
Course.
But the fact that it said she normally has someone check on them every hour,
that's probably as much as they could do.
That's right. That's the best that she could do. So I'm just hoping that
it stays on. It says she was not guilty or something, but she
pled not guilty.
Oh,
but she has a court hearing in April. So I'm hoping that this all works out for her. I know this is a lesson for her, but I hope they give her a little bit of leeway because the kids weren't hurt. The oldest is 10, and
hopefully this is like her first offense type deal. Yeah. So that because it makes it a lot harder when you got a lot of stuff lined up behind it. Like, yeah, we ain't letting this one slide. But sometimes when you don't have a lot of things going on in the past, and all
they'll
that
give you a slap on the
wrist.
Yeah,
like, hey, listen, just find somebody or there's programs that maybe you didn't know about that, hopefully that's what happens with that one. Cause that's tough. That's a tough one, especially for me. Cause we've been there. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to pay some bills.
It is time to pay some bills, y'all.
Can you pay my bills? Can you pay my telephone bills? Can you pay my automobiles?
No. If you're not married, no, I cannot. But I'll tell you who bills we can pay. We can pay ours.
Yeah.
And the first one that we're going to go with is Audible. Audible.com. Y'all, Audible is the leading provider of spoken word entertainment and audiobooks. They range from the best sellers to celebrity memoirs, news, business, self-development. Every month, as a member, you get 1 credit to pick any title plus 2 Audible originals from a monthly selection that they pick as well. You have access to daily news, including the New York Times, Wall Street Journal, Washington Post, as well as guided meditation programs. Now, what they're also doing, y'all, they have plenty of content for you to pursue your goals. All right. New year, new you is what they're saying. And whether it's getting fit, finishing more books, or becoming a better parent, leader, or person, they got you. Audible got you. All right. Audible helps people get more stories and information through gifts of found time, allowing people to listen while communicating, while commuting, while cooking, exercising, gardening, whatever you're doing. Even if it's just relaxing at the house, you can use your Audible book and get your reading done. All right. Now, Audible is hooking you up with a free book, right?
What?
Yeah. And listen, here's the best part. Say you love the book, but after 30 days, you're like, I don't know about Audible. Mm-hmm. No hard feelings. They're going to let you keep the book forever. All you have to do is go to HDYLMbook.com. It's HDYLMbook.com to get your book today. All right. Now, we have another one as well. Webull. Get 2 free stocks valued at up to $1,850. Now, what is Webull? Webull is a brokerage account. It's an investment account. Now, y'all, a lot of people today, because of some recent actions in the news, Robinhood, people are like, they're looking down on Robinhood. Now, I still have a Robinhood account, but you always want to diversify your money. Now, in 2021, what are we doing? What are we doing, Q?
Building generational wealth.
Yes, we're building generational wealth. And one of the ways to do that is by having an investment account that you can put money into on a weekly, monthly basis to build that account up so that you can have something for the future. Webull is helping you do that. They have $0 commission. Now, if you never invested before, this is a good thing. Mm-hmm. You don't have to pay somebody to watch your money. Okay. All right. You can trade from one account. You can trade cryptocurrency. If you're into crypto, you can do that 24/7. All it requires is just $1 minimum deposit, and you can get access to 8 charts to help you analyze the market. You can access it on your mobile device, the desktop, and your web platform. All right. They have timely customer service, and they're safe and secure. How do you do this? You open up an account by going to HDYLMinvest.com. They're hooking us up by allowing you to get one free stock that's valued between $250 and $250.
Oh, that's a good deal.
That's a great deal. They're going to start you off. That means you can invest $1 into something, and they're going to give you a free stock valued higher than that dollar and up. All right. So again, all you have to do is go to HDYLMinvest.com, and you can do that as well as fund your account with $100 as well. They'll give you 2 free stocks. So look, you pick. If you want 1 free stock or you want 2, you know what to do. Just go to HDYLMinvest.com. Let's get back to the show.
All right. So this week we ran across a clip on social media and thought this would be a great topic for this show. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to play it really fast so you guys can hear it, and then we'll talk about it.
I feel like toxic relationships are more fun. I was with somebody who gave me everything, was good to me, let me like do whatever I want whenever I wanted. I felt empty like inside. I felt lonely. I felt empty. I felt like a hole inside of me. But I feel like now, you know what I'm saying, my man's a little toxic and stuff, but the sex is good. And yeah, I just feel more emotionally connected to that person because we go through certain things and then we make up, you know? So it's like, it's pretty toxic.
So you like.
All right. So she basically said that the toxic relationship is more fun than basically the healthy or stable or boring one. Now this is a problem that a lot of people don't feel like it's a problem. I feel like it's a problem. Because I prefer a healthy relationship. I've seen the damage that toxic relationships can have on people, and I don't want anybody to go through it. But if you're doing it by choice and you feel like it's fun, then that's on you. That's on you. So, here are some of the reasons that I found that people stay in toxic relationships. So she says they're fun, but let me tell you what it really boils down to. So this article I found says toxic relationships make you feel good. So, well, they do initially anyway, right? So narcissistic and emotionally unavailable people are good at doing things to make you feel like they care and love you in limited doses. They typically have a lot of experience in doing enough to make you feel secure and are capable of misleading even the strongest among us, right? So if you know a lot of times people are in toxic relationships and that person feeds off of maybe your insecurities, your past hurts, and they know how to make you feel good. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like if my weakness is my weight and you constantly tell me like, baby, you look good, you know, da 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 da. But in the meantime, you also like beat my head in.
Yeah.
The times when you building me up for whatever reason, you making me feel good, I'm going to stay.
Yeah.
Another reason says it's highly inconsistent, and for some reason you never quite get the assurance you need. So it says they give many excuses as to why they can't commit or why they disappear then reappear. It can be so convincing and they are so persuasive that some of the reasons may seem justifiable. The other person uses this attention, affection, and physical interaction with you to get what they want from you when they want it from you. If this is happening in your relationship, you are more likely being love bombed. So basically they just come over, drop off a few sprinkles of, affection, love, kind words, and then they leave again. And so basically you get in like doses.
Yeah. And even that ties into the first one. Because like when you do that kind of stuff, there's something psychological happening. Like, you give me a little bit, then taking it away a little bit. Mm-hmm. Now I want more. Or right. I want it.
It's kind of like being starved.
Yeah.
Or dehydrated.
Yeah.
Dehydrated, like getting just a little bit. Now you like not, or maybe even getting like a high of something. That first hit, you want it. You can never get it back. So you constantly trying to get it every chance you get, even if it's just in a small dose.
Mm-hmm. Confusing.
Yeah. The next one says it's freaking challenging to leave a toxic relationship. It says it's human nature to play up the person's positive qualities versus paying attention to the glaringly disturbing ones, especially when you develop feelings for them. Man, I can tell you from firsthand experience, when somebody's in a toxic relationship, they do everything they can to think of the good in that person. Mm-hmm. They can be physically harming them. They can be stealing money from them. They could be talking down to their kids, talking bad to their family, isolating them. But they're always going to be like, but he loves me. And you like, that's not enough.
Yeah, not enough to stay in that.
Yeah, that's not enough. But, you know, again, it's something psychological because... Yeah.
And it can be all the way back to like childhood type stuff. Like,
that
you know
goes
what I mean?
to the next one.
Oh, really?
Hey.
Well, let's get to it then.
This next one says, sometimes dysfunction becomes functional. Toxic relationships start innocently enough. They push your buttons, you push theirs. This dynamic can create some intense physical chemistry. And then what you see, you often repeat.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where people normally call it like a generational curse.
Yeah.
Because if you have an abusive history in your family, it makes it even more difficult for you to leave because subconsciously this may be all you know from previous experience.
Yeah, and then that's why like it looks boring in the other relationship because all you've ever seen was the back and forth, and then it looked like because they went back to the person that, oh, that must be just how it happens. That must be how it works.
Right.
Even though in real life that person was destroyed and then ultimately the relationship probably fell apart. But in your young eyes, you see it as this is life.
Right.
This is what it is. And so you're looking for that. And so if you're looking for that, when you see something else, it's like, no.
Yeah. And another thing I thought about is like, I just lost my train of thought. But anyways, basically, we got to let go of this little fairy tale of love and happiness. I feel like the love that we read in books and see in movies and stuff, it's not the real love that you see in a real relationship and a real marriage. And so sometimes y'all stay for the fairy tale part, but you need to leave because the real part is not what that is.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, if he knocking you upside your head, he talking crazy to you, he, neglecting you, or, I mean, it could be a bunch of stuff because everybody's like threshold for whatever is totally different. But the moment when it becomes toxic, you need to leave. Like, honestly, just get out of there. And I understand it's fun because it's exciting. And maybe you like a little bit of drama in your life. You don't want boring. You like, you need that adrenaline rush. But in the long run, is it healthy? I don't think so.
No, it's not. If you need that adrenaline rush, man, you better go watch Real Housewives of something.
No, that's not enough of an adrenaline rush.
It seemed like it.
No, that's not enough.
Well,
but
you need to do something else. Go skydiving.
Yeah, that
go do something else.
I don't understand why people like to play like that.
Well, and then the thing too is like what you don't realize is that slowly messes up the future of a future relationship that you might have, or the future relationship that like your kids or something like that they might have, because now you've shown them something that is not good. It's not the best way that it could happen. And that's what they see. And it's just that, like I said earlier, that cycle.
Yeah.
And then you look up and you've had 4 generations of
the same mess.
The same mess. And then ultimately everybody's single, want a man, want a woman, but because of their mistakes and past hurts, now they can't. And then that's the people who go out and they start saying like, oh, nah, you don't need you don't need. I'm telling you, it ain't nothing but trouble. It's, and it's not, you made that mistake. You made that decision to be with that person, to go through that, and then ultimately it didn't work out. Don't mess it up for somebody else.
Right. All right. Well, we recently watched Wendy Williams' documentary, What a Mess.
Oh, yeah.
And we watched the
Yeah.
documentary before we watched the actual movie. And I'm glad we did that because I don't think I could have watched the movie. It just looked terrible. Did you see that?
That was one of those for real Lifetime joints.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they didn't do that. Lifetime did an amazing job with the Clark Sisters movie.
And the TLC, I like the TLC one too.
Yeah, that TLC one was good. Was that Lifetime?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
yeah.
I think so.
If that was Lifetime, yeah, they didn't put as much money into that one as the other ones. I didn't. Yeah, I'm glad we watched that.
Yeah,
too.
well, we watched the documentary What a Miss, and there was a lot of stuff that we could have commented on, but the thing that I really focused in on because it caused her the most hurt was her relationship. She was sitting on that couch looking jacked up, and I'm not talking about like, you know, physically, like her body, like most people like to talk about. I'm talking about like emotionally.
Yeah.
There was a part in that show. You remember I had paused the TV to go to the restroom, and she looked terrible.
Yeah.
It was a terrible screen.
It wasn't the best. It was not the best sight
But
of Wendy.
in this, she admits to knowing that her husband Kevin Hunter's she admitted to knowing about her. Her name was Sharina Hudden. I don't know how to say her name. Since the beginning of what she says was a 15-year affair. So she knew who she was. And in the documentary, it said that he was on the phone with her and said that she was somebody from the bank. And then come to find, like, he was trying to get, you know, like close ties with her or, stop talking with her or whatever. But lo and behold, he had been messing with her that whole time. And she said she knew that Kevin was a serial cheater. The first time she found out was while she was pregnant with their son on bed rest. She plotted to divorce him, and she said she sacrificed a lot of herself to come out successful on the other side, and it all worked. And in this, I just have to say, I know that she said it all worked, but in the process, I feel like she lost a lot of herself, and I wonder why she stayed as long as she did when she knew this lady was still around.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, look, man, that's when you have that's why it's real finicky when you have a lot of power and a lot of clout, because it becomes a lot of things. She was the face, right, of Wendy's show and her career on the radio, all that stuff. Like that was her. She was, as she said, I think she was like, I was self-made before she met him. But the thing is, as the man of the house, she probably respected him as such.
She did.
And unfortunately, she just she gave that to him, and he abused it. And ultimately, it seemed like he ended up having more power than expected.
Right.
Really, like, even though she was making all the money, it was a lot of the deals that she got, he made happen. And a lot of times people can hold that kind of stuff over you. And, just probably, it was probably some manipulative stuff going on as well. But I still agree. Like, at the end of the day, there's some kind of way to get out of, a bad, toxic situation, especially when you're the face.
I feel like when it really once you unpack the layers, because what I really noticed, she struggled with her body image.
Oh yeah, from
real, like, so
kid,
young.
Yeah,
she struggled with it, and I feel like, I don't know if he helped build her confidence. Because to me, she was beautiful,
man.
And then she started messing with her body, and I just don't know what happened, but he helped build her confidence, and people would talk crazy about her. And I even remember not even one time, like every picture that I would see of her in the 90s, her wig was not on right. It wasn't combed. It looked like she had just got it out of her purse. And so, people would talk crazy about her, but her husband would always have her back. You know what I'm saying? So, like, maybe behind the scenes she knew he was cheating and stuff, but at the end of the day, he always had her back. You know what I'm saying? He was always getting her those deals, like you said. He was always defending her when she had that fight or was about to have a fight with Total. Her husband came out of nowhere, snatched her up, and they rode off down the street or whatever. Exactly. So it's like, I don't
subconsciously he's saving me. You know, subconsciously he got my back. You know, all these cues that are saying, look, no matter what happens, this guy
ultimately loves me.
Yeah. And I mean, sometimes, they do love you, but sometimes it's like, you know, to what extent? Like,
well, and I wonder, what are you willing to deal with in order to get love from that person? And that's with anybody. Mm-hmm. It ain't just with a bad person in a healthy relationship or a toxic relationship. What are you willing to go through to get the love from that person? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So yeah. Anyways, I'm wishing the best for Wendy Williams, because I mean, by the end of that documentary, I really started feeling bad for her, because when this was happening in real time, I don't even remember how long ago this was, like 2019. I really didn't feel too bad for her, because I felt like, you know, she's always talking about people's business and she has no remorse for how she does it and all this and that. But then, like, I started realizing, I mean, somebody's got to do it, or they're going to do it. Yeah. And, you know, but she still has feelings and she's still a human. So I wish her the best. And I know that, like, her health and everything may have, you know, taken a hit because of all this. So hopefully she comes out on top. But if you haven't already checked out the YouTube channel, what are you waiting on? The episodes you're listening to, including this one, have videos. So if you like seeing people's faces, head over to YouTube to watch the episodes and subscribe while you're over there.
Yes, indeed.
All right. So we have some questions from our inner circle.
Yeah. Can't wait.
Has anyone seen the new Netflix movie, Malcolm and Marie? I personally found it to be an accurate representation of how Black love is perceived in this day and age. However, some told me their relationships seem to be toxic and not healthy. I would love your thoughts on it. What do you think, Trey? We watched the movie, or not even all of it. What were your thoughts?
Not even all of it.
What were your thoughts? Because you know what mine were.
So here's the thing. I knew she really wanted to watch it. And I was like, look, if you really want to watch it, just put it on. This is what I said in my head. Because here's what she said. She said, this is what people are saying. And I was like, oh, that's the movie then. It sounded like a lot of meh. Right? But ultimately, I was like, okay, let's watch it. Y'all, I was just watching it. Now, I'm not like Q, right? I can sit and watch a movie. Like, I haven't walked out on a movie before. I can watch it through. I could have finished that one. But, I mean, it was a lot. It was really rough. Like, a lot of drama, a lot of anger, a lot of past hurts that they didn't take care of, bringing it to the forefront now. It was just a lot, y'all. And ultimately, Kiana got to the point where she could no longer handle it as well. And then I was like, yeah, turn it off.
I was ready within like the first 10 minutes. Like after he went outside that first time and was out there walking and fussing or whatever, and came back to the bathtub, I was done. Because I was just like, you know what? I'm not going to sit here and watch them belittle each other back and forth, and then, you know, they not make up, or, you know, come back and realize like, hey, you know, like I didn't feel like they was getting anywhere. And I understand that this is a realistic representation of an argument or some situations in a relationship. But I was just like, get to the point, honestly. But we watched Kev on Stage, and his wife, I can't think of her name right now, and she brought up something that was like I hadn't thought of. She was upset Zendaya's character was upset because he didn't thank her. And basically, she felt like she wasn't, maybe she didn't feel.
And give the full context. Like, if you haven't seen it, sorry, but basically they was arguing. All right, but no, the full context. It was a movie premiere, his movie premiere, and of course he's on stage thanking everybody and his mama, and he thanked everybody except for
his girlfriend,
not wife. Yeah,
no, I think it was his girlfriend.
Yeah, so thanked everybody except his longtime girlfriend, who the movie was ultimately like pretty much
that's
framed and based off of,
allegedly
based on her perception of the movie. And so, she just felt like disrespected, not, what is that word? I can't think of it. Like
appreciated.
Yeah, not appreciated.
Yeah.
And so that's where it popped off.
Yeah, like sparked there. So it's like that underlying tension, because it happens. I mean, honestly, like we've had arguments where it's like, well, what is really the problem here? And once it finally comes out, you should have just said that. I could have fixed it at the whatever.
Long time ago.
Yeah. Instead, now we're here fighting about soap.
Yeah.
When you was mad at what happened at the gas station 2 days ago. So.
And what did Kev on stage wife say?
She was just basically saying like she felt that.
Oh, gotcha.
And I don't know if maybe they had a conversation before where she was saying that, maybe she didn't feel seen or appreciated or acknowledged. But she was just saying like, and like I could just see a lot of women probably feeling that way because like the women that we watch, not I Am Athlete, but was it I Am Woman?
Oh yeah.
They kind of talked about how do they deal with their husband being in the spotlight, and do you ever feel like overshadowed or not seen or whatever. So I could see that happening. So in that way it kind of helped me, but just watching it straight on, it was hard to watch. Like I couldn't finish it, didn't want to finish it. By the time we got to the bathtub scene, I was just like, you done? I'm done. I'm done. This is stupid. I couldn't make it. Y'all, I'm terrible. I like my movies and my shows to have a happy ending, or at least some kind of progression towards an ending. And I didn't feel like there was one in sight with this.
I don't know. I feel like I maybe heard something, like somebody said that they got somewhere.
I don't know.
But to be honest, I don't even know because we didn't finish it. So I don't know. Thing.
Like I felt like they were on their way towards it. Like
but they was taking the long route. They was taking the scenic route.
Yeah, like I felt like they were once he got the critics review, that lady's review. And he was going off or whatever. But then it turned again, and I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
Like it's just constantly lingering. I just I don't know. It just took me to a place where I was just like, just hit him already. And I know that's not where it's supposed to go, but I was just like,
especially when she was just talking about what she just saying.
What?
If somebody is hitting on you,
I know, but that's what I'm saying. That's the emotion it brought out of me, and I didn't like it. I did not like it.
Yeah.
So it did do its job in that way by pulling some emotions out of me. It definitely made me see like this is not what I want. And for those of you who watched it and were like, oh, this reminds me of my relationship, I'm going to ask you to take a step back and kind of evaluate your relationship. Because
if you love that person.
Well, if this is happening on a regular basis, maybe y'all should get some counseling or a mediator or something so that y'all can get to the bottom of it. Because this like round and round that they were going on, I don't think that was healthy. Yeah. So that's my thoughts on it. It is a true, I feel like, representation of like
a lot of relationships, or at least something that maybe somebody has gone through before, but
it's not a healthy one.
Nah.
So anyways, here's another question. So it says, I have a question. My husband and I just had a heated discussion about this. If you are married with kids and he passes, meaning like pass away, would you distribute his assets equally amongst all kids, including outside children? And I thought this was a great question because, you know, there are so many blended families at this point. I mean, yeah.
These days,
the nuclear family is gone. Okay, well, not gone. I ain't gonna say it's gone, but it's like less
rapidly
popular.
Yeah.
And so the blended family, mixed family, however you want to say it, that's more common. And so I could just imagine how if something were to happen to a spouse and you had to give out assets and life insurance and all this and that, you could see a fight between this relationship's kids and past relationships kids. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So honestly, me being the person that I am, I would say I'm going to give it equally amongst the kids because regardless of what happened, that is still their father and it's only right. I would want someone to do that for me. I really truly hope that somebody does that for me. And I'm not even talking about money. I'm talking about like physical things. Like if my dad passed away, I would hope that my stepmother would be fair enough to be like, well, you know, even though these are my kids, I still want them to have this thing from him and this thing, and I'm going to give it out equally instead of just saying, well, I have one kid with him, so she's going to get it all.
Yeah.
Because ultimately,
because I'm still with him.
Yeah, ultimately, it's not my choice not that I didn't grow up with my father. You know what I'm saying? And regardless of what happened, I would hope that, you know, she would think about those things and not necessarily just think about my sister. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What do you think?
I think, I can speak from real life, you know what I mean? Because my you know, for those who don't know, my father passed away when my real father passed away when I was 13. And so, luckily they were able to figure that stuff out without too much, you know, stuff going on. But personally, now you saying, I don't know if she's young or what, but that shouldn't really, and this is just my thoughts, y'all. I don't think there should be any kind of, well, should I not, like, they had a blowout argument.
Well, let me tell you probably why they probably
Yeah, tell me, because I don't understand.
Because you got to think about it like this. Even though she may respect those kids, think about it in a situation where those kids are maybe older or they're disrespectful or, you know, you don't get along with their parent. You never see them. They never call. So you could imagine if that's the situation on the other side, if they daddy died, you'd be like, well, they don't ever call her anyway.
Yeah. But
they don't.
But that's where being right versus your emotions.
Yes.
You know, what's right versus your emotions has to go out. Like, you got to have a level playing field. Mm-hmm. If that was the case, is that or is that not still his kid?
It is. No, I understand. I'm just telling you why. I bet you they had that argument.
And I'm saying, like, at some point you got to be old enough to say, like, okay, look, I know how I feel about, like, if they were bad, I know how I feel about them, but ultimately these were still his kids as well.
Right. And
we got to do what's right. And here it is, splitting everything, however many ways. You know, like when my father passed away, all that money was split. How many
was that up to his wife or was that up to the court?
No, that was the court that did.
Oh, well, see, that wasn't.
But, okay, check this out. Even here's where that's where, okay, if they had that blowout, how about this? In the morning, we're calling and we're getting the wheel set up.
But see, what if maybe the argument is because
she want her kid to get majority of the money or all of the money? That is. Yeah,
or whatever.
That is not a good way to think.
It's
y'all.
not. But first of all, that stuff happens all the time.
That's why I said you gotta have a will in place, or
But
a clear understanding.
Stuff like that could be a whole nother episode. Because if you're gonna marry somebody and you're not accepting their kids, then you do not need to marry that person or be with them.
That's a fact.
Because
they're a package deal.
Regardless of whether you don't like them or they parent or whatever, they are a part of your life now. And if you cannot accept that, you do not need to be with this person.
Well, yeah, and I understand it's getting a lot harder these days when people are coming in with 1, 2, 3, already. Mm-hmm. Then that's just something you're gonna have to deal with, or you're gonna have to search around and do something. But I'm for real though, that really shouldn't be, because here's the thing, it's still his or her kid, because it can happen either way, right? But it's still their kid.
What about,
you ain't talking about no random
but
person,
that's the thing.
no random kid.
What about in this way too? Because I was listening to something not too long ago. Was it Mariah Carey? I don't know. Somebody's documentary I was listening. No, it was Kevin Hart. I think it was Kevin Hart. Anyways, somebody's documentary I was listening to, and they were saying that at their father's funeral, some other kids showed up, and they ended up being their siblings that they had never knew about. And so what if maybe that's a sticky situation too, where it's like, you done had this baby out of wedlock on me, they ain't getting nothing. I don't know. Either way,
I hear you.
I feel like my mama I just think about what my mama would do, because I'm on the other side of some stuff like that. Like, my mama didn't remarry, and so I'm not one of the chosen few in the situation. But so I'm on the outside. So my daddy remarried. He had a baby with his wife. So I'm on the outside. Now, I don't feel like my stepmother ever treated us any differently. But if in that situation she decided to do that, I would be a little bit upset. You know what I'm saying? Rightfully so, because it's like, it doesn't make me any less of his child just because I don't live with him. And it wasn't my choice.
And that's all I'm saying. Like, you got to be able to think outside of your feelings and outside of, you. Yeah. Because there are other, like, they're kids. Yeah. Regardless of how old they are, the kid's mind is not the same as an adult mind. So it does not register the same. Like, they saw, you seeing they just bad little kid, whereas they saying, well, I just want my dad, or whatever, and I don't live with him, and so I'm unintentionally taking it out on you. Like, right. I am, but it's not anything other than I just want my dad to be my dad or whatever. It's a whole bunch of scenarios and situations, but yeah, you can't do that. Like, split it even and go to sleep. Because if y'all had a blowout argument over that, you're pretty passionate about not giving up whatever it is. Like, is it enough to even be that, blowout passionate about? You know what I mean? Like, do you have a large life insurance policy?
Well, that might be the other situation.
Because that's what I'm in my head. What if I only
got $25,000 and I got like 6 kids?
You need to think about that right now.
This pie is too small to be sharing with everybody.
Well, you know that up front. You knew that when you married me. Up the insurance policy. Call your boy. Call your insurance man and up the policy if you feel like that. But don't try and take it from the other kids because that's not right. Not right at all.
Well, thank you for listening to the How Do You Love Me podcast. Trey, do you have anything else you'd like to say before we close?
No, man, I love y'all. If y'all made it this far, y'all real ones. And I appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, if you're new here, we really appreciate you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review letting us know how we're doing. We would love to hear from you about what topics you want to discuss or to get our advice. You can send us an email at HDYLoveme@gmail.com or just DM us on IG at HDYLM_podcast. Or if that's too much work, just leave us a voicemail at 682-231-0848. And if you want to see what's going on over here, go to the website at HDYLM.com. Remember, it's always grand gratitude over here, ain't it, Trey?
Yes, ma'am. That means high thinking. strong faith, simple living, smart work. All right. Peace.
Bye.